Hello team, this is Earl Green. I'm glad to be here today to talk to you about the Cultural Initiative by American Medical/American Green Careers. On Friday, some of you may know that a few of us met, both from Lansing and Flint, to talk about the Cultural Initiative here at American Green/American Medical Careers. There was a lot talked about during that discussion. Patrice led the discussion, and one of the things that she brought up early in the discussion was concerning the flight of airplanes. And I thought it very interesting to learn that airplanes, 95% of the time, are off course. The other 5% of the time, they are correcting to get on course. There's nothing wrong, it's just that that's the way airplanes fly. 95% off course most of the time. We started talking about what's going on here in our organization, and one of the things that I was very present to was the family atmosphere that is present here in this organization. It's the one thing that I noticed coming in the organization and that I still notice today. It's a welcome and it's a warm atmosphere, and there's something that I haven't felt in any other organization that I've ever worked in. And behind that is still the things that go on in most organizations. There are still the issues, there are still the problems, and there are still sometimes the attitude that the organization is not working together, even though we show that we're working together on top. And looking at the cultural initiative, one thing that came about as Patrice was talking was that she's looking at how to get us from where we are now, which is here, to where we want to be inside of the whole realm of transformation. And I brought up the point that to get from here to there, we first have to know where here is. So after the meeting, a few of us got together to actually talk about open and honestly where the organization is. And there were some very interesting things that came out of that conversation. Patrice and I talked again this weekend about some of those things. Because the interesting things about transformation is sometimes to get to there, you have to go through some things that don't really look good. And I look at it almost the same way as I look at being operated on. When you have to have an operation, I don't think when they open you up to take care of whatever's going on inside, that that's a pretty good looking picture. So the same with the organizations, we have to be able to confront what's there, what's present for us in the moment. Not like something's wrong, but it's just what's there, the same as an airplane, which 95% of the time is off course. And inside of looking at what's there, and sometimes it takes a deep, hard, earnest look, we start to distinguish those things that actually have us be off course, to look at what is the gap between where we are and where we want to be, and how do we close that gap. In that conversation, some very interesting things came up. Things concerning Lansing and the work in Lansing as compared to Flint, and how people feel about working in Lansing compared to people working in Flint. And I would imagine with now the school opening up in Detroit, which I'm happy to say we're at the opening there today. I'm sorry we're there and won't be able to be with you. That there's more dynamics that come into play. But one thing that was made very clear is that this organization is an organization that wants everyone to be open to say whatever it is for them to say without fear of any recourse. And as we discussed this after the meeting on Friday, I did not get the feeling that that's what was so in the organization. Even though we have a family that works together as we do, there's still an underlying current of us versus them, meaning us being the workers versus management. That is not the organization that Patrice and Carl stand for inside of being a transformed organization. That's an organization that's basically doing business as it's always been done. That's the way organizations that I've always worked in have done business. As a team, we must look at the structures of teams. The players on the field, the worker bees, are not coaches. They have coaches that are coaching the players on the team, And then there's a head coach that coaches the coaches. Their job is to oversee the game and call plays as they see it towards us actually winning the game. Then you have the owners of the team, and then you have the board that even the owners of the team answer to. Now, the players on the field's job is not to be on the board actually calling the shots to the owners of the team who is telling the coaches how they want things played. That's not how the game works. We each have our individual positions to play, and we work together to win. One thing I know about the Detroit Pistons and the games that they won when they became champions, they didn't have a lot of superstars, but they played together as a team. And to play together as a team, we must have open and honest communication with people being able to say whatever is there for them and feel that they're being heard. And this culture initiative is being set out to do just that. So I look forward to talking in the future to everyone about whatever concerns we may have concerning the organization so that we can deal with them directly without fear of any retribution or losing our jobs or anything of that sort, but looking at what's present and how do we fill the gap to have everyone know that they're being heard and that they're being contributed to and contributing to us as a whole and moving forward. So I hope this video offers some insight to what we talked about on Friday and opening up a venue for us to actually talk earnestly and honestly about what we're dealing with and how we can overcome these issues. I love you much. I hope you have a great day, and I'll look forward to talking to everyone soon. Take care, and I'll talk to you then.